Three most personal songs I've made to date are definitely "Cry for You," which was on All Things Work Together. Probably "I'll Find You," which is also on All Things Work Together, and then "If I Die Tonight," which is on that my Church Clothes mixtape, where I just felt like, the first two songs are just me articulating how much pain I'm in. The last one is where I'm like just anticipating if I die, and who do I want to, what do I want to say to my kids, my wife, what do I want to say to my family, my fans. That's probably the most personal songs I've written.
Picking up the pieces of my life and hoping that I put together something right. Tell me all I got is all I need. Tell me you gonna help me stay and fight.
Tori is Lil Sis, man. Working on "I'll Find You" with her was a blessing because, she had looked up to me. She had loved what I was doing, and she was also this burgeoning pop star, and for us to link up was like, it was dope because we both shared a same faith, a same passion for music, and we wanted to make something great. And that was the idea, was to make something great, but something that spoke to the world at large, not just to the faith community, but to everybody. And it felt like we accomplished it. We made that song, and it became a hit. And I can't thank her enough, man. That's my little sis. There's a difference between show and telling. So to tell somebody is just to tell them like, I'm sad today. But to show them you sad takes more effort. Like, how do I say I'm sad today and show you in music? Like, how do I say the sun isn't shining, the paper in front of me is stained with tears. Like, I gotta show you I'm sad. So sometimes that's harder for me because now I gotta kind of relive some of those moments to do that. And I think, being honest with you, "I'll Find You" was one of those songs for me that was really tough. I redid it 7 times because at first, the first round, I just was telling people my DJ died, I'm struggling right now, I got issues with this happening over here, I'm issues over here, and I was just telling people, but it was like, nah, you gotta go back and rewrite that and show us the pain you experiencing. And I mean, it was hard, man, just to like relive those moments and put it out there. I think what helped me get through that process, honestly, is what I call being integrated, fully integrated, like known, because a lot of us are not really known. No one knows us for real. We let people in a little bit, but we don't really let people in. And I got like a big circle where people kind of know me. I got another inner circle where people know me, but then I got an inner circle that they know me. And I needed that inner circle, you know what I mean? Like that circle that there's nothing off the table, like they know everything that's going on. And so, that's the circle that's gonna come visit me in prison. They say that's the people that's gonna help you bury the body, but they're so good to me, they're not gonna help me bury the body. They're gonna tell me, bro, you don't need to kill nobody, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna be with you before you pull that trigger or pull that knife out, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, that's what got me through that time.
Hot sauce dripping. Everybody want to start dipping. First nobody want to listen. Now everybody pay attention. Now everybody pay attention.
Man, Coming In Hot is a song I did with Andy Mineo, and it just took over social media. We had no idea, Kim Kardashian, Will Smith, everybody's used the song, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. And the funny part about it was just a song we made for a joint tour we were gonna do together. So we was just like, yo, Better Late Than Never is the name of the tour. Let's make a song together for this tour. And I was in LA at the time, and he was in San Diego, and he was like, hey, let's get in the studio and work on this song. And I'm literally sitting next to Snoop Dogg at Jamie Foxx's house, and I'm at this event, and I'm like, I'm about to leave and drive to San Diego because this is the only chance I'm gonna get to work on this song. So, you know what I'm saying? Snoop requested that I leave the house because it was about to get a little crazy. And I said, thank you, Uncle Snoop, for the fair warning. I jumped in the car, drove 2 hours to San Diego, and we jumped in the studio and knocked it out in a couple hours. And then I went on about my life and never expected that to be this massive song that it is today.
If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man.
That song was the first song that I began to work on when I did my partnership with Columbia. You know, the song was actually meant, I don't think I've ever told the story, but the song was actually meant for me and Jeremiah. And me and Jeremiah had talked about it, and we had the hook already written, and Jeremiah was gonna do it. And I went out to Malibu to work on a song with Jeremiah. He had something come up and he couldn't make the session. Well, one of the A&Rs at Columbia didn't know that Jeremiah was supposed to be on it and had sent it to Ty. And so Ty heard it and hit back and said, I love this song so much, I want to do the hook and a verse. And so, you know, I get back, I'm all disappointed because, man, Jeremiah couldn't come through. And they're like, don't even worry about it. Ty Dolla $ign said he's about to cut the record. And I was like, you lying. And so, you know, me and Ty connected, and he was like, bro, I love this record so much, and this is crazy. And then the song went on to be a top 10 hit on radio, and man, the rest is history.
I need mercy, need grace, need strength, I need faith, need power cause the world's dark, having trouble seeing your face.
Your Power won a Grammy. I did the song with Tasha Cobb, and me and Zaytoven, prior to that, had done a mixtape, a project together, a joint project called Let the Trap Say Amen. Tasha heard it, and Tasha was like, man, I'm rocking with this. I said, oh, Tasha got a little hood in you. We got to do something then. You know what I'm saying? We got to make a record together. She's like, I would love to do something like that. So I just was trying to find the right record, something that would make sense, that would speak to her audience, which is a traditional gospel audience, and then my audience, which is more into the rap space. And when we found that record, I was like, I got the one, Tasha. And sent it over to her. She's like, oh, this is it. So she did her vocals, sent them back. And the rest was history, man. I knew it was gonna be a special song because it was done in time for me to put it on the Church Clothes 4 project, but I left it off intentionally because I felt like it needed its own moment. And, you know, it definitely got its own moment. It won a Grammy.
I've been up for like 24, feeling down for like 20 more, feel like life went into an
I'm just articulating that I'm still here as a person who's been through a lot of pain and trauma. I'm also articulating that, man, God is still here. Even if you've been through hell and back, like he's still here, he still got you. And it's just kind of like a warm up because I'm getting in that season where I'm putting out new music and getting ready for the album. So Still Here was like, you know, a warm up record. Like, let me throw something out there to let them know I'm still here, and to stay tuned. I love going into the prison system. It's just something that's always been a passion for me since, you know, my early days going to the juvenile detention center. Some of it has to do with, you know, seeing so many of my family members as a kid going in and out of the prison system, my dad, my uncles, my cousins, and yeah, it just was a big piece of my journey, my story, and I know how people feel lost and forgotten and uncared for, so I wanted to go in there and let them know, hey, God is still here and we still here, we still see you, you know, even though you feel like the world has turned you off and threw you away, like we still here, we still see you. So I always love doing that, and I released that record first for them before I released it anywhere else on their tablets and in the prison systems before I put it out for the world.
When it's darkness all around me, when I stumble, when I fall, last call, can't go back up fast fall.
It's kind of like the first single off my new album, which is called Reconstruction. And Lift Me Up is like the early stages of like what it looks like to be reconstructed. It's like first you gotta ask, like, okay, God, I'm about to trust you again. You got me? Will you lift me up in the hard times? The record is with me and Beam is an amazing artist, you know, who's written for everybody and featured with everybody from Beyonce to Justin Bieber, everyone. But Beam had wrote the hook and got the production ready for Kanye, because Kanye was on his Jesus is King vibe. But then Kanye took a left and the record was just sitting there because he was like, I can't use this. So Beam said, there's nobody else I can imagine using this record but you. And, you know, we locked in and worked on it, and man, the rest is history.
Ain't nothing like I seen before, I got a beam and glow. I was low down and dirty, but you clean me, Lord. You adopted me, you keep rocking me. I'ma tell the world and ain't nobody stopping me.
So Tell the World is a song I did with Molly Music, and Molly and I were kind of on the same page. We were like these hybrid artists. You know, Molly was like, they was like, is he R&B? Is he gospel? What is he? You know what I'm saying? He writing songs for Jennifer Hudson. It's like, what category do you put him in? And I felt like we was kindred spirits in that sense of like, we defied categories. And so it was only right that we connected and worked on something. And so, you know, when we put that record together, it was like, let's just make something that's really dope, but that it articulates and expresses our faith as well. So, you know, we can just show off and showcase that. We didn't know it was gonna be a big record. Like, we had no idea. We just made it, and then people just gravitated to it, and it became the biggest song on that album.